Evridge Precision Engineering, based in Dartford, Kent, provides NATO-approved subcontract manufacturing services to various industries including aerospace, marine, defence and nuclear. Managing Director Glenn Molyneux had previous experience of 123insight after it replaced a failed system implementation at a previous company.
We ran a Lotus database system which worked quite well, but it didn't link production and sales. We then started looking around at other systems, and whilst we looked at 123 to start with, we went for an alternative system. But as soon as we started the training, we had the system installed on the server, started the training, and everything we tried to do became a different module. So where we thought it was going to do something, no, you need another module. We didn't actually implement the system live, we actually wrote it off, which was over £22,000 plus all the training costs and the man hours that was put into it, so there's a lot of data sorting to get into the system.
Glenn attended a 123insight evaluation workshop in 2005 and found the approach refreshing.
No pressure at all, very informative, they answered all your questions. Whilst we didn't have to work for the system, it would work for us if we accepted certain criteria, which were all actually really good common sense, and it did get everyone out of the "we've always done it this way" syndrome, which I think a lot of companies, that's how they stay, and that's why they don't move forward fast enough.
123insight was successfully implemented at Glenn's former company, so when he moved to Evridge, he immediately selected it to replace a Delphi database. Although the company kept low amounts of finished product stocks, the previous system didn't notify them if stock was already available for new orders. Also, it could often take several days from receiving an order before it was ready to be sent to the shop floor.
A lot of the jobs we do, one customer in particular, we make complete assemblies. Could be anywhere from 5 items to 50 items. Our old system, we used to just have a part number, and then the routing would just go right the way through the whole job. Make this part, mill this, turn this, onto the next piece, get right through to the end and do the assembly. And it was fairly comprehensive, you could go right through the whole system and everything was spelled out. But what used to happen in practice, that job sheet was then copied, sent all around different areas of the workshop, and something would get missed. They wouldn't highlight one part, it would get missed. We'd miss a piece of material, nuts and bolts, it could be something quite silly. But when we got to the assembly stage, just bits were missing, not there at all. Our old system, we could do a part, a good example, one part in particular, we probably had to enter 20 times under different descriptions and part numbers. It's actually the same item. And to do costing from it was a nightmare, because which one did you look at?
Glenn attended the 6 days of no obligation training in July 2012 and provided downstream role-based training using the provided documentation.
As soon as we explained it, it was almost instant pickup. It was amazing how quick people just took to it. Very simple, very sort of user-friendly, and once you point people at the right area, they did it.
Data cleansing and import was performed between August and November 2012.
Getting data into the new system was very simple. It was all very clear. We was given spreadsheets all well laid out and told what information we had to put where, what we needed and what we didn't need. So the biggest problem we had was actually getting the data out. But once you get into Excel, you can move it around, you can do what you like with it. It's very simple.
The company went live on the 1st of December 2012, and immediately improvements were seen across the business. Stock was reduced by 20% and lead times reduced by an average of 5 days, as information for repeat orders was instantly available.
The minute we got an order in from a customer, we would put the order on the system, we would generate a works order, and it was on the shop the same day. Our old system, we got an order from a customer, we then had to go through, find last time we did it, look for the routing, change the works order from the previous order. It was just so hard, so much hard work. We had to probably spend 3-4 days from an order coming in to actually getting it on the shop floor. Working on a 5-10 day turnaround on some of the jobs, you'd spent half the time had already gone before the job got near the workshop.
Orders are now received, loaded onto 123insight and sent to the shop floor the same day. Working with companies in industries such as defence and nuclear requires stringent controls on quality. Evridge are in the process of implementing 123insight's CRM option to take control of this.
One customer, lots of paperwork, lots of quality documents, there's lots of breakpoints where we have to notify them. We call it third-party inspection, there's testing procedures, we have to put all kinds of documents for welders qualifications, inspection qualifications, non-destructive testing, and you have to notify the customer before you carry on to the next stage. So with the CRM you can actually put the breakpoints at certain operations, so once it's finished one operation it automatically tells you it's got to be done. We have had jobs we've gone through, we've missed an area where we should have called the customer in. They've not come in and inspected that part, they come in at the next stage and say, we can't check that now, we should have done that before you machined it. We have had items scrapped purely for that, and it's a documentation, but when you're working for the nuclear industry, that is what they're looking for. If you don't dot the I's, cross the T's, you put it in a bin.
Staff accepted the system readily, with Glenn citing that even those resistant to change saw the benefit.
One of the ladies in the office, her role was posting invoices, matching invoices, delivery notes, very time consuming. What she found when we started doing that area of it, we spent an hour and a half going through what we had to do, how to find the different things, where to look, questions to ask. She did it, and then she came and said, what do I do next? I said, that's it, you've done. And couldn't believe it. It's just sort of, are you sure? What have I missed? I haven't done this, I haven't done that. I said, no, that does it all itself, you don't have to. Whereas we used to have to duplicate entries 3 or 4 times, different areas of the system. Put it in once, it's all done.
After the success of 123insight at Evridge and his former company, Glenn has recommended the system to other companies within the group. One company is scheduled to go live in Q4 2013, whilst the manufacturing from a third company is being imported into the 2 companies using 123insight.
Did deliver everything we wanted. Again, because I'd used the system for 5-6 years, I knew what to expect, so maybe it didn't exceed my expectations, but people working around me just sit there almost mouths open all the time. How does it do that? Why did we have to do it this way before? So from looking at other people's point of view, yeah, it's more than exceeded what they expected. The main benefits again have been getting jobs through the shop quicker, not making them twice, not making stuff we don't need, and the customers are noticing we are getting our delivery lead times, they are getting shorter, we're getting far more on time, we're a marked improvement.